Mm-hmm. Alright. Alright. Let's go. Let's see, can myself. Can, okay, perfect. Alright, let me just go in and take with it. What is good, everyone? It is your boy Ginger that dude, and we are back on some the Great Ace Attorney, and we are here off the trial of Barrick Van Zeeks, who supposedly murdered Gregson. So we're gonna go out there, get our job done, get the job done, make sure we prove that Barrick Van Zeeks is the one that did it, which we technically already did. We gotta figure out who else did it, and my opinion is stated as is with it, which I'll explain who are my suspects at the moment if I have to name them. I'm gonna go over here, stay by busy, and go there with it. Alright. But my opinion on who it could be. Now, if I have to go off of who probably killed him, if it ain't anyone else that's different, it's only 3 people it could be. Which would be at least killed Gregson. At least would be either be this guy, because it said a judiciary person, and this guy is a judiciary person as well. So those are my main 2. If it has to be a judicial person, because it says something about a judicial person being, the one that's would have that type of weapon and all that stuff. So there's that. And then if it's another person, it could be like another unknown person I don't know about. I wouldn't know. Or it could have been Barry. I don't really know at this point. There's my 3 opinions so far until we figure out who it is. Okay, but anyway, did I forget anything else while I'm... Wait, what the... Have you seen this huge gash across the side of the truck here? It's going right through the leather and into the metal behind. Gosh, for a metal chest like this to have been so badly damaged. Whoever made that gash must have struck the side of the truck with a considerable force. I wonder how it happened. I think I did this bit of... Let's have a look inside. You didn't do the blood either? Do you see that? There's something stuck inside the truck there. It's glinting. Looks like a fragment of metal of some sort. But it's wedged in so tightly, I can't remove it. Well, don't cut yourself. You better leave it, I think. Look, there's something inside. Oh, let's see. It appears to be a passport authorizing him to travel overseas. Was Inspector Gregson about to go on a trip abroad then? Perhaps the day of departure might tell us something that was... Oh! What is it? It was for the travel of 31st of October, just one day before the incident. What? Really? Gregson went to France the day before his body was discovered? Okay, I think we read all this, but just, just so that the game acknowledges that we read it. Look at this dark stain here. Do you think... Yes, I'm afraid so. I think it's blood. I knew you were going to say that. So that presumably means... This was present at the scene when Inspector Gregson was killed. So logical conclusion, yes. I think Gina's been carrying this around with her. If we didn't know any better, I suppose it does look like grease stain from all the fish jibs. Anything else I need to worry about in this whole bag? We gotta reread all this again, man. Just scan through all this. Skim through all this. I'm not reading this crap. Skim through this crap. I'm not reading this. That way it says we acknowledgedly read this thing. We're just gonna keep this because, like, honestly, we've already read this. We're not gonna read this again for the 4th consecutive time. I'm not reading it for the 4th consecutive time. We're just gonna go ahead and just let this thing skim out. I apologize for people out there that would like me to read this, but I've already read it before. I refuse to repeat this again. There you go. Just let this thing read itself. Let's go from there. We're just letting it read itself, that way we ain't gotta worry about it. Just let it be read just in case. But yeah, if y'all would like to see it, y'all can look at this on my other video, well, other live stream. I refuse to do that again though. I just don't want anyone to be out thinking I'm trying to skip through all this reading just because I don't want to read. But to be fair, I'm not gonna read the same thing that already happened. Alright. Dude, you were right at it. Come on. Okay. Okay, I think we got everything out there that we needed to do that was at least evidence worthy at the moment. So, who just texted myself? There we go. Okay, what else text for best nonsense? Try to make sure it's everything good. Okay, we're good. But yeah, we should be here. Let's ball. So the time finally come. So the time's finally come. Today, we unravel everything. I'll be counting on your support more than ever today, Mrs. Otto. Mrs. Otto? Ah. Dang, I just really got thrown. Oh no. What's the matter, Mr. Naruhodo? Nothing. I was just saying that I'll be relying on your support today, but I guess I'll rely on you to throw me on the ground multiple times. I'm so sorry. Of course, I know I can be rather incompetent at times, but I shan't let you down. Well, you let me down really hard. But would you mind helping me up to my feet then? Oh dear, I'm really very sorry. I hope you are. I'm getting cooked too much by you and this game. Sada-san isn't her usual self at all. But that's hardly surprising, I suppose. She just found out that her father is the partner of a world-famous detective. Not to mention... Ah, good morning, sir. Or Vanziques. Thank you for all your efforts yesterday. What? Did I hear that correctly? What? Oh, no, nothing. Just, I hope we can clear things up today. I really can't make this man out. His face says, I hate you. But his words are almost jovial today. In fact, he hasn't been very Reaper-like at all since this all began yesterday. Lord Van Seeks isn't the Reaper, Mr. Naruhodo. Good point. The Reaper. I suppose in hindsight, I shouldn't have allowed that misconception to go unchallenged. Huh? It was my tacit acceptance of that pseudonym. Pseudonym. There you go. I should have said pseudonym, but I can't say it right, man. I can't say pseudo like that. A pseudonym, though. My failure to stop the Reaper becoming something more than a mere legend that led to all this. But you're not to blame for that, Lord Van Zeeks. It's only because serious crime in the capital dropped off so sharply when the public started calling you that. That's why you didn't say anything, isn't it? To be frank, I'm not sure that was the sole reason. What do you mean? There was a rumor at the time that the Reaper was really the ghost of my late brother. That having been slain by that evil killer, his relentless spirit returned as some sort of demigod to wield a deadly blade of justice where I, by dint of the law, could not. Yes, we've heard that story too. When I lost him, I felt as though I'd lost my guiding light. I didn't know where to go or what to do. And so, in some small way, I wonder if perhaps those rumors made me feel his absence a little less keenly. Even if I knew it was just an illusion, just some nonsense conjured just up by an over-imaginative public. He was obviously extremely important to you, Lord Clint Van Zeeks. Well, what's important now is uncovering the truth. That's all that matters. I know you didn't take anyone's life. And I intend to prove that beyond a shadow of a doubt in court today. I never thought I'd say this, but you're relying on me? But I can see it in your eyes, that burning desire to cut through all the lies and deception. I can't deny it any longer. You are a lawyer of absolute integrity. Thank you. That the world's ending if he's saying that. Now tell me, why do I detect the scent of expensive tea leaves in the air? Her? Oh, Iris. When did you get here? Oh. I brought you one of my special blends. Hurley loves it. He says it helps him clear his head. Well, my head's already cooked, so give me a second. There we go. There we go. I thank you. Oh, that's really the first and last I'll ever see a sight like this. You seem different, Iris. Well, seem different today, Iris. Oh, sort of subdued, I suppose. I am not. What happened yesterday is obviously still playing on her mind a lot. She's clearly very troubled about having stolen that autopsy report from Dr. Site's laboratory. Alright then, good luck to both of you. I have to make a move now. Oh, you're not staying? I thought you'd want to watch today's meetings. Well, I'd like to cheer you on, but obviously... But I've got lots to get ready. Get ready? Ready for what? Oh yes. Would you take this? It's not one of the little felt dolls that usually dig up from your knapsacks? Yes, it's Lucky Charm. A little Hurley that I made once. A Hurley? More looks like a Harley to me. Or Harley to me. If for some reason you completely run out of options in today's trial, to just pull this little Hurley's ear, As hard as you possibly can. Okay, so that might be something near the end, or maybe somewhere near that one spot where you're like, oh, I can't get evidence. Spot at. Makes sense. What? Pull his ear? That's right. It's a way to bring good luck. I think you might need it. Makes sense. You think what we'll need is luck? I just need to peek inside the courtroom. And it seems very different than normal. Yes, it would seem that a certain someone has decided to pull out all the stops. What does that mean? What about Mr. Sholmes, Iris? I don't know. He was out all night and he hadn't come home by the time I left this morning. Oh, I see. Was Professor Matoba out all night too, do you think, Mrs. Sato? Yes, it would seem so. I telegrammed the hotel this morning. And apparently they didn't come back to their rooms last night at all. They? Father and Judge Jigoku, I mean. That's kind of suspicious. Judge Jigoku too? That's right. Nobody appeared to have seen either of them since yesterday. Counsel of defense and the defendant. Court is about to be in session. Please make your way inside the courtroom at once. Good luck then, Renault. Good luck, Susie. Yes, thanks, Iris. And you, Mr. Reaper. I hope it goes well. Once again, I thank you for the delicious tea. It was very soothing. Oh, I'm so glad. You must go inside now, Lord Van Zieks. Lord Van Zieks has always been a formidable prosecutor I've had to lock horns with in court. But not today. Today I battle with another in pursuit of the truth. To be honest, sorry. My best friend, Kazuma Soki, who I trust more than anyone else in the world. Now I understand what it was that drew me here to Britain all those months ago. Now I know exactly what destiny had in store for me. It's all been leading up to this one day, to this one trial, to this one final reckoning. The 3rd of November, 9:30 a.m. The Old Bailey courtroom. Wait, what? Where the judge at? Where the judge at? The judge ain't doing his job or something? What we doing here? It feels even more oppressive here than it did yesterday. There are cold stares piercing at me like knives from all sides today. Ah, Mr. Naruhodo, look. Lord Stroker, brother, you ain't a judge. Get him out. Get this man out. He's like, I am judicial, of course, so yeah, I am the judge here. But I gotta do his strong voice every time. This gonna, well, you know what? Well, technically, you're gonna get this. You hear my voice out there, about to struggle the entire time. Cosmo must have known beforehand. Yeah, that's how you know he's like, man, what the heck this man ain't even here for, bro? He shouldn't have been here. The ramification of this trial now extends far beyond the murder of one Scotland Yard inspector. In fact, events have come to light that threatened to rock the very foundation of our country's legal system. The escape of a condemned criminal on the night of his execution. The subsequent unlawful shooting of the man, and the revelation that prison staff must have been complicit in the jailbreak. Britain and her is currently hosting influential members of the judiciary for countries all over the world and all around the world. It is imperative that we uncover the truth in these proceedings to avoid international embarrassment. By royal decree, this will continue to be a closed trial, and one over which I, male Strongheart, exercise total and unequivocal authority. The 6 jurors' flames just... As was the case in yesterday's proceedings, those here present in the public gallery are distinguished members of the judiciary assembled to bear witness to a fair judicial process. In other words, a collection of your acolytes, Lord Strongheart. On a personal note, I find this most distressing, Lord Van Zeeks. You are a prosecutor of exceptional talent. Much like your brother, Clint, in fact. In the name of Her Majesty, the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. For the trial of Baron Van Zeeks, who officially stands accused of murder. It's like, bro, I don't care at this point. Counsels for the prosecution and defense. Are you in full readiness to proceed? The defense is ready, my lord. As of the prosecution, yesterday's proceedings brought to light a shocking and disturbing fact. There was assigned to the victim, Inspector Tobias Gregson, that was unknown to his superiors at Scotland Yard. Yes, he was carrying out operations in secret, which Scotland Yard knew nothing about. And in those clandestine operations, he had an accomplice. Mr. Daily Vigil, who would be given the inspector's identification and present himself around the capital in order to establish credible alibis for Gregson. In that way, Gregson appeared to be carrying out his regular Scotland Yard work when in fact he wasn't. At the end of yesterday's session, Mr. Vigil... excuse me, sorry, I got a lot though. Who had been suffering from amnesia, regained his memory. It would appear he buried his memory of the time deep inside himself as a means of self-preservation. Indeed, it was by self-preservation. Because, while he was engaged as the chief warder at Barclay prison, he abetted the convict's escape. Mr. Vigil is currently recuperating at St. Sitter's. He's recovered enough to give a signed statement about his movements on the day prior to the incident. He's formally admitted to posing as Gregson whilst investigating the Red-Headed League. Which brings us to the crucial issue of the victim's time of death. The defense has proposed a suggestion that the victim may have been killed 1 day earlier. This was based largely on the discovery that the victim's pocket watch had not been wound. The prosecution has something to report on that subject, my lord. Really? Go ahead, Prosecutor Sogi. I met once again with the coroner yesterday to discuss the issue. She confirmed that the defense's suggestion could not be ruled out. It's entirely possible that Inspector Gregson was killed on the 31st of October, the day before his body was discovered. I have here an updated autopsy report that includes the omitted details. But the official opinion of the investigation team was made clear yesterday that the time of death was 5 p.m. on the 1st of November. There are indications of an attempt to disguise the real time of death, however. It seems that the natural decaying process of the victim's body may have been slowed by keeping it chilled. That's out of the question. There are no refrigeration devices in the part of London large enough to accommodate a human corpse. My lord, this is more than just a conjecture. There's evidence to support the idea. We must investigate it thoroughly. Very well. The court will accept the new report as evidence. However, if this updated report is deemed to be accurate, it would give renewed significance to the movement of the victim on the day before the Fresno Street incident. It would, yes, especially since on that day, Inspector Gregson was using Mr. Vigil to cover up his real movement. It's conceivable that he was killed in the course of his secret activities. Do I sense that the prosecution has some information regarding those activities? Scotland Yard puts an enormous effort in investigating the precise matter yesterday. I think we should begin by presenting the result of that investigation work. The prosecution calls out its first witness now. I'm Gina. State your name and occupation for the court. Inspector Gina Lestrade reporting. Representative of Scotland Yard. She was trying to say representative, my bad. She was trying to say representative, but okay. A self-conferred rank, but never mind. Gina, again? What's your problem, Odo? What's with that Gina again look, eh? Ah. The boss meant the world to me. He done more than me than anyone else ever did. Oh, Inspector Gregson, you mean? He got me out the back slums of the East End and took me under his wing. Told me that life could have purpose. That's why I'm the best person to be standing here speaking for him. Oh, Gina. Right, all of the goodness of Gregson's heart. Not at all that he had his arm twisted by Mr. Sholmes, no. What's relevant to the proceedings is the outcome of Scotland Yard's investigations yesterday. Has revealed the victim was carrying out some assignment the police knew nothing about. Very troubling. That face. Lestrade knew. So, Inspector Lestrade, let's hear exactly what it says in that report. Coming right up, sir. Witness testimony. The victim's movements. Let's go. All yard attendants are supposed to follow orders and investigate what they're told. But a little search of the boss's office turned up a notebook that had a lot of secrets meetings in it. But according to that, the boss was looking into some smuggled goods dealings that day. Looks like it was a big job and all, but the coppers weren't onto it yet. What matters most is there's witnesses what saw the Reaper at the place too. Smuggled goods? I don't know, do I? I'm just telling you what was written in the book. Tobacco, tea, spices, medicines. Goods of all sorts flow into London by illegal channels from across the globe. It's well known that they're disposed of at irregular black markets that took place in the capital. But the police are rarely able to locate them in time. Excuse me. I'm gonna get close because I'm a y'all the entire time. Sorry, y'all. So Inspector Gregson was investigating one of those black markets. It's been suggested that high-ranking government officials may be involved in black market activities. No doubt Gregson was trying to avoid details of his investigations being leaked to the involved parties. That would explain why he was operating on his own authority without the Yard's knowledge. And do we know where the dealings were, taking place this time? In a particular room of a certain exclusive London Gentlemen's Club. And on the day in question, the accused is known to have been there. That's the conclusion of the Scotland Yard's investigation into the matter. That can't be. We haven't heard anything about this. Members of the club have testified to it. There's no question. The accused, Beric Van Seeks, was present. That would be a very significant testimony then. Oh my, but... Lord Van Seeks has made no mention of this at all. In short, Lord Van Seeks had ample opportunity to murder the victim. Very well then. Counsel for the defense, begin your cross-examination. Yeah.
Hold it!
Can you tell us more about that? Do you have any ideas of where those deals were taking place? Yep. It's all in the boss's notes. Let's see if I can remember. So I already said the legal dealings were due to take place at the Gentlemen's Club. Yes, I remember. But I was hoping to find out the name of the club. That won't be necessary. What? It's conceivable that the club might be used again by the smugglers in the future. Therefore, the prosecution has been asked not to reveal the name in these proceedings. I don't care. I need to know. I don't know what the fuss is all about. It's right here. And all I gotta do is read it out. And I could too. I got this reading game button up now. Can I show you what I can do? Go on. What's the harm? The judge hasn't signaled his objection yet. I could try to find out. What should I do? Let's assist. This is a closed court. The proceedings are confidential. There shouldn't be any possibility of the information being leaked, unless those other guys out there in the back are saying something. As I explained, there is some possibility of politicians being involved in this affair. The prosecution is rightfully exercising caution, I imagine. No, my lord. The prosecution has no objection. Cosmo? There's no question that Inspector Gregson was looking into these black market dealings. However, it's not yet established that he was on that particular trail on the day in question. The defense requires the club's name. The prosecution has no intent or intentions of being obstructive. Right then, I get to show off my reading skills. What's it called? So you should take it. It says growls. Perfect. That's like the best thing I can do. Yes. Give me that. Come on. Yeah. Let me get that. Yeah. Let me get that. I already read this, but let me get that.
Objection.
Let me get that. I read all about these clubs that exist here in Britain. You know what I'm saying? They were doing their thing. But let me talk to you real quick. As I understand it, there are places where well-to-do gentlemen socialize with friends and colleagues, if I'm not mistaken. Don't imagine for a second that a foreign student like you would be admitted. Seriously, is your mirror cracked or something? Do we know for sure that the contraband dealings were definitely happening at the club called The Gross? The police are currently looking for evidence, but haven't found anything definite yet. And I'm sorry to say that they probably won't. What do you mean by that? I mean that the place Inspector Gregson was secretly going to visit on the 31st of October may not have been the Gentlemen's Club at all. You're showing a very irreverent attitude towards our country's police force there, Counsel. If it wasn't a gentleman's club, then what was it? A steamship. You think it's a ship? I have the evidence to prove it. Here. Let me see that. This dark-suited young man is not the least bit untrustworthy. The other side, my lord. Be more specific next time. I don't want to look like a fool out here in the courtroom. Ah, this would appear to be the ticket for passage upon the steamship, yes. The SS Grouse.
Objection!
So there's a steamship named the Grouse that happens to share a name with the club. But I'm afraid to say, there's a flaw in your logic there. How? Look at the ticket. Notice the date of arrival in the port. The ship arrived at the port of Dover on the 1st of November. Ah! The day of which the sound like a gunshot was heard on Fresno Street. In other words, on the day in question here, 31st of October, when the victim was on his Kallenstein mission, that ship hadn't yet docked on British shores. Brother, I got evidence! Brother, within the first week of the first of that, so it could have been more than that. I got evidence on lock. That would certainly make an undercover investigation somewhat challenging.
Objection!
Nope. The fact that the station hadn't yet reached Britain substantiates the defense's assertion that the victim was investigating the SS Grouse on the day in question. Then show your evidence for that assertion. Very well. In that case, counsel for the defense, present your evidence to the courtroom now. Evidence that substantiates your claim that the victim was investigating the SS Grouse on the 31st of October. Indeed, it is the passport.
Take that!
What's this? A passport for traveling issued to the victim? Indeed, it is. I'm gonna switch my controller thing real quick. There we go. Put that in the thing. Okay, good. Dated 31st October. What are you suggesting? I suggested that just one day before the inspector's body was discovered, there's a distinct possibility he wasn't even in the country. Order. Order in the court. This document is for passage to France. It does appear to have been officially authorized. Indeed it is. The day before the SS Grouse arrived at Dover, it docked on the northern coast of France for a night. According to my father, who was on board, at the port of Dunkirk. Hey, Liv, appreciate it, man. How you doing, man? How you doing? Dunkirk, France. What could possibly have taken the victim there? Ha 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 ha! I'm impressed, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I certainly didn't expect you to get your hands on that passport. What? You mean you knew about this? Congrats on that, Liv. Congrats on that. I gotta suffer on rivals later anyway. The prosecution strategy for this trial has been laid down by the Crown Prosecution Office. On the day before the incident, the victim was investigating contraband dealings at the London Club, or at a London club. That's the outcome of the Scotland Yard's investigations, and the line the prosecution has been asked to follow. But personally, I don't agree. I think the prosecutor's office is trying to hide something. What? And now that you expertly disproven their assertion, I intend to reveal what I believe that something to be. What are you playing at, Prosecutor Asogi? A courtroom is a forum for the truth, my lord. Which is why it's my duty to present all the facts without exception. I have my legs after messing up though. Let me guess, this was your intention from the outset, was it? Or wasn't it? The reason Inspector Gregson secretly made his way to the steamship Dot and Friends on the day in question was to carry out a mission for the Reaper. The Reaper? Order! Order! What on earth are you saying, Counsel? The prosecution made an assertion in court yesterday. Inspector Gregson was investigating the identity of the Reaper. When he discovered the location of the man's secret hideout, he was killed. Here we go. As I'm sure everyone can imagine, by the Reaper's hand. We said, heck no, baby. I mean, I say that every time about. I mean, it's like a natural thing at this point, not gonna lie. But in reality, the truth is the opposite of that. What? Inspector Gregson wasn't investigating the Reaper at all. He was in fact acting for the Reaper. So, you're saying that mission he was undertaking was... How'd that make your day? I mean, I usually say that every day, on a day-to-day basis. Obviously, an assassination. Barrack Van Zeeks never carried out any of the actual killings. When the Reaper's victims lost their lives, he always had a cast-iron alibi, which tells us that he must have had an accomplice. And you claim that that was Inspector Gregson? What the heck do you think you're saying? My boss would never have done nothing like that. And yet, when you consider all the facts, it all makes perfect sense. No, it can't be. We also arrived at the same conclusion, didn't we? That Inspector Gregson was operating as the Reaper. Even so, there's no way the person giving him his orders was Lord Van Zeeks. No, the true Reaper is somebody else. Yeah, because it makes no sense for him to do that for Lord Van Zeeks now. I mean, he respects him, but he ain't going to kill people for him. Lord Van Zeeks is not the Reaper. A predictable response for someone who's advocating for the man. And even if that's true that Gregson was operating as the agent of the Reaper, the suggestion that he went aboard the SS Grouse on the assassination mission doesn't follow at all. Oh? You have solid reason for doubting the assertion, do you, Counsel? Absolutely. It's very simple. On the day in question, nobody was killed aboard that steamship. Mr. Mikitoba and Judge Goku were there on that very ship. If someone had been assassinated, I'm certain we would have heard about it. That's facts. We would have heard something about it. What's so funny, prosecutor? You're right, of course. No suspicious deaths were reported on board the ship. But I think perhaps you may have missed the point. The precisely why Inspector Gregson himself lost his life. What? Gregson did board the SS Grouse that night, with the intention of dispatching his mark. But his mission ended in failure. Failure? It seems that the defense has yet to grasp a very important detail here. What are you talking about? What detail? Inspector General Lestrade. What? The victim's notebook that you read an excerpt from earlier. It doesn't contain the details of the secret investigations at all. It describes 10 years of assassination plots to be carried out by the Reaper of the Bailey. You're lying! Even if all them bludgers got taken out had it coming, the boss weren't the Reaper. Poor Gina. There's no question that Tobias Gregson was heavily involved in the Reaper's activities. You may have just been an apprentice, but if you spent any time at Scotland Yard, you must have heard rumors. Ain't heard nothing. I don't believe a word of it. To testify again as a representative of Scotland Yard. Consider it your chance to defend your boss. I don't... I concur. The witness will give a new formal testimony. Miss Lestrade, you will tell the court everything you know about Inspector Gregson's secret notebook. Yeah, this notebook does have a lot of stuff about what the Reapers got up to the past 10 years. Makes sense. Names of the victims, dates, and places stuff. The last entry in there was the 31st of October. Said grounds for the place on the date, and then the name of the mark. There was a note about him being a criminal what got away from the Reaper in the court 10 years ago or something like that. Be honest, the boss didn't do none of it. He was just investigating the Reaper, that's all. Keep personal opinion out of your testimony, witness. We require nothing but facts. You ain't built like that. And I had to look outside. We require only established facts here. Take that crap out. We don't care about your opinion here. This must be so hard for her. You can't deny it now, surely, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. What can I deny? The notebook contained the name of the final mark, and the location where the assassination would take place. Alright. That information that the victim could have only have known if he was working with the Reaper. Ah. So, who was to be this final mark? Go ahead. Inspector Lestrade, read the name for the court. The name that was written alongside the entry that mentions the grounds on the 31st of October. Oh, how do you read this then? Reading still's not a strong suit. That ain't the problem, alright, Odo? It's a funny name. It ain't English. It's hard to read. So someone from overseas. Let me have a bash at it. Seshiro, is it? Yeah, Seshiro. OKU. Maybe. What? It can't be. Seshiro Jigoku? But that's Jigoku. Seshiro Jigoku. Sorry, not an English name. You're right.
Objection.
But that can't be right. I know Judge Jigoku. I saw him the other day yesterday, here in London. So I know for a fact that the man hasn't been assassinated. As I said, the Reaper failed. Oh. Gregson missed his chance to kill his mark and return to British shores. But the Reaper wouldn't tolerate the mistake. So he killed the inspector. Personally. The Reaper, of course, being the accused. Beric Van Zeeks. Okay, let me ask a question though. Would it make sense for him to do that and kill him? That makes no sense because look, everyone thinks of him as the Reaper. Why would he go out there and make himself be known like that? It's an undeniably logical argument. I'm gonna say long-winded argument, but it might as well be one. Kazuma, you planned for the trial to go this way all along, didn't you?
Hold it!
Is that Beric Van Zeeks? He brought the boots out. He brought the baby leather sealed boots out. He said, nah, I need to talk out here. Look at these boots. Pray forgive the discourtesy of filling my hallowed chalice whilst I stand accused of murder. The Lord Van Zeke, this is the first time you're doing this again! The accused has no right to speak uninvited in court. You will return to the dock where you belong, trash. I say nothing of whether or not I'm the Reaper. That's the task of this court to decide. But there is one thing I can say unequivocally. That girl is no detective. What? Nah, that's right, I ain't. I'm an inspector. Repeating rumors heard around the yard. Reading entries from a notebook of unconfirmed origin. That's not testimony. It's practically a script. No doubt the rest of the trial will go exactly as you clearly planned. Your hatred of me is understandable. In your mind, I'm sure I am the Reaper, who sent your father to the gallows along all those years ago. But you're in danger of becoming a far more sinister Reaper yourself. By attempting to have me condemned with this feeble excuse for testimony. What did you say? Like, ha 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 ha, what did you say? Like, bro, like, what was I say about that? Mr. Naruhodo, this is our chance. My lord, the defense requests that the defendant be allowed to speak. He may be privy to important information relating to the testimony just given by the witness. Very well. I'll make an exception and grant the request. The defendant may remain in the witness stand for the cross-examination. Then allow me to toast the court's impartiality. Don't raise your glass in my direction, sir. Counsel for the defense, begin the cross-examination immediately. My boy's like, ugh. At once, my lord. Let's go. Okay, this is gonna suck out here. Okay, I'm gonna have to press all this stuff. I don't know none of this. Alright, press everything.
Hold it!
Let me talk to you. In other words, it shows that Gregson was basically acting as the Reaper. Not you and all. That ain't the only explanation, is it? He could have been investigating the Reaper in secret. In the notebook said what he found out. If I may. When originally people began referring to me as the Reaper, I didn't object. I believe the power to intimidate London's criminals classes into compliance with the law to be beneficial. But you carried out your own investigations into the true identity of the Reaper, didn't you? Yes, and those investigations proved conclusively that Gregson was one arm of the Reaper. One arm? What are you talking about? He means he's not the full-on Reaper, but he's a part with the Reaper. The Reaper's victims were all extremely shrewd criminals at the top of their game. There's simply no way one person could have taken them on alone. The Reaper is an auxiliary organization. With you as its head, I had spies at the yard, keeping me abreast of Gregson's movement, letting me know when he was elsewhere. So I'd been able to check the most recent entry in his book. I knew the location. You knew it said Grouse? Believing it to be reference to the Gentleman's Club, I went there on the day in question to investigate alone. Ah, so that explains why several members of the club claimed to have seen you there. But of course, the inspector was not there. Because at that time he was making his way to the steamship docked on the northern coast of France. As shown by the passport found in the victim's metal trunk. Very well then, back to your testimony about the contents of this notebook. Fine. Is something wrong, Mr. Naruhodo? Hold up, why is it acting up? Oh wow, this thing really messed up. There you go. Is something wrong, Mr. Naruto? You seemed a little shocked by something a moment ago. Oh no, it's alright. I'm overthinking it, aren't I? It's gonna suck, y'all, because let me explain, y'all. Let me explain. Like, I'm gonna be yawning a little. Okay, my thing stopped doing that. My phone keeps on acting dumb. Alright. Okay, there we go. I gotta remember this. Alright. Had it. Is that person's text? Okay, we're good. Names of the victims, dates, places, and stuff. One in particular. Well, besides the victims' names, this other name kept cropping up. What other name was that? It's the one I told you yesterday. Same name, written over and over again. You mean Asa Shin? Yeah, that's the one. She's a friend of yours or something? Is she? Were you even listening yesterday? Asa Shin. The assassin. What? Like, a killer you mean? Gregson was the tactician. The one who came up with the plan of attack. He investigated the marks thoroughly, finding out when they would be vulnerable, and who to use to get them at them. Yeah. But the person actually executing his plans was someone else, you're saying? If that's true, then the Reaper does indeed start to sound like an organized group of vigilantes. Huh. Perhaps what it said on the passport document. Permission for the applicant and one additional person to travel. Could that additional person have been clearly the assassin who was meant to take Seshiro Jigoku's life? Gina, can you confirm that? Against the final entry that listed Grouse and Seshiro Jigoku? What name was written? Oh, well, that's the only entry that didn't have a name next to it, as it happens. It just had like a question mark or something like that there, I think. In other words, Gregson himself didn't know the identity of the assassin in this or that case. But Gregson was the one making the plans, was he not? Oh, how infuriating. A nameless assassin.
Hold it!
Let's go. And you're saying that the mark listed was Seshiro Jigoku. That's what it said. Funny name if you ask me. And I thought your name was odd. Well, it's Odo to you, but yeah. So pleased to have lost my crown there. Mr. Jigoku is the presiding judge of Japan's Supreme Court of Judicature. I remember the man. He came to our country as a visiting student 16 years ago, studying international law and diplomacy under your tutelage, Lord Strongheart. That bearded young fellow was a very able man, I must say. I mean, yeah, we see it right here, man. Look at this man. That man is here. That's how you know he's up to something, bro. When literally the judge's name is actually up there, you know he's on some nonsense. But go ahead. So Lord Strongheart was Judge Goku's mentor. Oh, yeah, wait a second. If I'm not mistaken, he returned to Japan 10 years ago now. 10 years ago? After that fateful case? Precisely. In the aftermath of the professor's case, his repatriation was organized immediately. It's a mystery which or why such a man would be listed in the inspector's notebook. I didn't think that was possible, but the mood in here has gotten even worse now. Maybe I'll just keep talking. Good.
Hold it!
Hold it. What do you mean a criminal? Judge Goku is not a criminal, or is no criminal. Well, don't ask me. I don't know nothing about it. Oh, do you remember what Father told us? That Judge Goku did once appear in court here in Britain. It was raised that professor case, I'm sure. Yes, of course. You're right. That one, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I'll do his regular voice for the time being, but let's go. Cesaro was trying to mitigate Gitch's guilt, so he took the stand to testify. But he got a little carried away and actually managed to break the witness stand. He also said some contemptuous words about the British Empire for which he was charged. There you go. It was a pitiful situation, yes. I've forgotten all about it, but I prosecuted that trial too, as it happens. You did? It was considered to be adjunct to the professor proceedings, you see. But he was acquitted after being told to make reparation for the damage caused to his stand. And there you have it. Have what? Surely the accused hasn't forgotten his own rule. That there's no saving anyone who faces the Reaper in court, guilty or innocent alike. What? No. Are you suggesting that the real reason that Judge Goku was targeted for assassination? The man was sent back to Japan immediately after the trial. The Reaper had no time to deal with his work. But then, 10 years later, the mark returns to Britain once more. Perhaps now you have to start to see just how vindictive the Reaper is. Come on, that's absurd. To take someone's life for that? Isn't the whole premise of the Reaper absurd? Killing those who have been found innocent? Clearly the rules by which this man operates are beyond a sane person's comprehension. But right, I had just about enough of this. Cheetah? All this nonsense about the boss player to kill people? It's cobblers. Come on, Odo. Yes, go ahead. Why ain't you saying nothing? Why ain't you yelling out objection or something like that? What? You gotta find a flaw. You do usually. Someone's lying here, no question. You gotta work out who it is. Please, for the boss. That outburst was an insult to the court and to your own testimony. I might have known that a common pickpocket from the back slums couldn't make a detective. When the trial is over, you will forfeit your warrant card, Miss Lestrade. Is that clear? I've added with a lot of you. It's lies every bleeding place you look in this world, ain't it? Well, I had enough. Gina. So have I. After that little speech of Gina's, I've made up my mind. To do what, Miss Naruhodo? There was one point in this cross-examination when something that was said just didn't sit right to me. One statement that seemed odd. Oh, do you mean? I'm not going to let Gina's plea for help fall on deaf's ear.
Hold it!
But I want to thank you, Gina. You helped me find my resolve. Eh? What do you mean? Amongst everything we've heard during this cross-examination, there's one thing that defies explanation. One inconsistency. What? An inconsistency? Really, Odo? I don't quite know what it means yet, but Yes, there's one inconsistency that was said by... So it either would be Barry Van Zeeks or it would be Cosma. And I'm assuming that Barrick isn't lying, so I might say Cosma?
Take that!
Maybe? I don't know. Oh, so it is right. Okay. By you, Cosma Sogi. Me. Is this some attempt at filibustering counsel? Prosecutor Sogi has given no testimony. What do you suggest that I said that was inconsistent? You let something slip that you shouldn't have. When I present the relevant piece of evidence, I imagine you'll realize what you've done. Very well, counsel. Go ahead. Crap, what the heck? Which evidence reveals the alleged inconsistency that... Oh my goodness. That thing's terrible. Hold up. Did that thing stick? Stay here? Okay, there you go. That's a little better. Alright. That was said... Alright, let's see. Can I say that? Because we did see like a piece of like this weird metal right here. Hold on, let me think about everything else before I pick that. Okay, let me see. Nothing about a gun, I don't think. This don't make no sense, because he wouldn't have none evidence about that. I think the only thing I can really pick is probably just Gregson's trunk, honestly. Or maybe the passport, but I'm just going to go for Gregson's trunk because we do see the metal in there, so that might indicate that a weapon or a sword of his got messed up or something. So I'm just going to go for that.
Take that!
Okay, this is the trunk that belonged to Inspector Gregson. A metal construction, is it? It's certainly very heavy. Well, what's this? A blood stain and a relatively fresh one too. Yeah. What? You mean that ain't grease from all the boss's fish and chips? Absolutely not. Fresh blood on the inspector's trunk. That suggests that the victim was traveling with that luggage when he was killed. Indeed it was. That's a problem. That can't be. There was no mention of any trunk in the Scotland Yard reports. That's the problem. Yes, there's a reason for that. Immediately after the inspector's body was discovered, one of the street peddlers made off with the trunk. Opened to sell it. But I found it, me. With me nose for trouble. Which means that nobody should have known anything about the trunk. Unless, of course, we're talking about someone who was present when the victim was killed. And yet, during the cross-examination of the witness just now, you said this, Cosmo. Oh, that's right. Because at the time he was making his way to his steamship docked on the northern coast of France, as shown by this passport found in the victim's metal trunk. So the question is, how did you know about the inspector's trunk? That's true. We know the man went on the trip to France. Where else could he have put his passport? But you knew it was a metal trunk. And to be honest, Cosmo, on the 31st of October, where exactly were you? At the port of Dunkirk, on board the SS Grouse. Is that an answer you were looking for, Ryunosuke? Dang, he said, nah, I got you. That man is smart. He played it a little clever, a little too clever. Cosmo, what did you... He said, nah, bro, I got this. But I hadn't considered the possibility before, but if Cosmo was there on the ship, then... What'd you do, Liv? What'd you do? Then it could have only have been for one purpose. Oh no, Miss Naruhodo. Surely you don't think... Ha 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 ha! Come on, Ryunosuke, you know the rules. The only thing that really talks to the court is hard evidence. Lord. Wait, who'd you get Lord with? Talk about like, I thought you already got, wait, who'd you get Lord with? Because I know you said you had it with Cloak and Dagger before, right? Or a few days ago, right? Let's talk about you actually had him now with him. I don't know. As I understand it, Inspector Gregson always took that case with him when he traveled. That's fair, that's fair, that's fair. So as it stands, it proved nothing. Kazuma, bro, can I see your sword then? Like the full on tip of the sword and all that? Can I see that? You're like, wait, what? What do you mean? Brother, we got evidence. If I go out there, bro, come on now. If I go over here, I lift that thing up, there's a piece of metal sticking out from there. That's a problem. No piece of metal should be sticking over there like he's got struck with it or something. That should not be a thing that is happening. Should not be happening. Are you challenging me to prove it beyond all reasonable doubt? But you were there that day, in the same place as the inspector. He was there with Gregson? There's a clue that you overlooked. A secret that trunk can tell us. I can't be sure at this point, but I need to verify it. But I have a nice feeling that I'm going to be right. That accusation being made is deeply disturbing, but nevertheless we must test it. Defense will identify for the court where in the trunk this alleged clue is to be found. Where the evidence that ties Prosecutor Sogi to the inspector. There we go.
Got it!
There's a small piece of metal lodged in the wall of the trunk here, like the tip of a blade. Eh? A blade? Kazuma, slung around your waist as ever today, is the esteemed blade Kurama. Of course it is. Won't you draw it out? Here in this courtroom? For all to see. Exercise caution, my learned friend. That man is the son of London's most notorious killer. Bailiff, watch Prosecutor Asogi like a hawk. That won't be necessary. Oh no! The tip is broken. If the fragment of the metal from the trunk fits together with the end of the sword, the question of who was there with Inspector Gregson will be answered. Agreed, Kazuma Asogi. Expertly done, Ryunosuke. That's a point to you, and well deserved. Do you mean to tell the court, Prosecutor Sogi? Yes, on the 31st of October, I accompanied Inspector Gregson to Dunkirk in order to carry out a mission. The additional person authorized to travel was me. And the mission was the assassination of the Mark. What? What? You mean you're the killer whose name was omitted from this report notebook? You were following the Reaper's orders to dispatch Judge Jigoku? Let me make one thing perfectly clear. I have killed no one. Explain. I accepted the assassination mission, yes. I accompanied Gregson to Dunkirk, but I never had any intention of carrying out the plan. You were never going to do it? We can believe Kazuma-sama. I'm sure. After all, Judge Jigoku arrived safely in London the following day. Hey, you got that. Pop off with it, Liv. On the 31st, I boarded a train from London with Inspector Gregson. We traveled to Dover, from where we crossed the channel to Dunkirk. Then we boarded the SS Grouse and made for the cabin deck, as it indicated in the plan. You went to Jigoku's cabin? Exactly. He wasn't there though. We decided to wait, but you already told us you had no intention of going through with it anyway. I didn't come to Great Britain to take anyone's life, so I left Gregson and disembarked the ship. I spent the night at the boarding house in the town, and returned to England the following morning. A boarding house in Dunkirk? My signature will be on the register book. It would be simple enough to verify. Then, what became of Jigoku? Gregson was no assassin, so the mark was spared. I'm sure it was easy enough to imagine what happened after that. Gregson returned to England as well, having failed to complete the mission. He met with the Reaper in the room of Fresno Street to report the failure, causing the infuriated mastermind to pull the trigger. I don't think he would shoot him. I think he would just say you're a failure and then probably, like, I don't know. I don't think he would just shoot him right there in this thing. I think he would just probably put him a little later in the lake, boom, shoot him, put him in the lake, and then run away. I feel like he would do something like that. And end his wretched agent's life. I don't think that he would do that, though. Especially not to Gregson, though. That's the real truth behind Inspector Gregson's murders. Oh, what's up, Liv? But yeah, hold up. Is someone out there? Someone is out there. Y'all give me a second. Y'all give me a second. Yeah, Florian. Nope, I did not have Lauren one. The closest I would get to Lauren with anyone is Penny Parker. But y'all give me a second now. I don't play the game. But if you did nothing as you claim, how did the tip of your sword come to be lodged in the inspector's truck? I don't need to answer that. The victim was killed by a gunshot. A small fragment of a Japanese blade is irrelevant, or isn't relevant to the case. And accordingly, I chose to exercise my right to silence on the matter. Be that as it may, the court will sequester the sword as evidence. As you wish, my lord. We must take immediate action now to verify whether Seshiro Jigoku remains unharmed. What? Remains unharmed? I agree. That should be our first priority. It recently come to my attention that he hasn't been seen since yesterday. How did you... When a foreign dignitary invites Great Britain goers, or when a foreign dignitary invited to Great Britain goes missing for 24 hours, in general, it's only natural that the question of his safety should arise. You don't mean to say that you think Judge Goku may have been killed? The Reaper has more than one assassin at his disposal, and he has the power and influence to give orders from the inside of a prison cell. Isn't that right, Lord Van Zeeks? If I were truly the Reaper, I'd be able to tell you. Order! Order in the court! Order! We will take an emergency recess for 30 minutes. Now? Guest Runners Symposium have been told to maintain regular contact with the organizer's office. If the man cannot be located within half an hour, we will have to assume the worst. Oh no, not Judge Jigoku. No one would want to kill a harmless Japanese man who'd only just arrived in the country. Except that is, for the Reaper wanting to finish off the mark that slipped through the net 10 years ago. I would have to agree. Now, Mr. Naruhodo, for the defense's sake. Well, my lord, I sincerely hope we are successful. If we are able to confirm Jigoku's healthy existence in the next 30 minutes, we will face grave difficulties. Court is adjourned for 30 minutes. But how's it bad on me? That should be bad on literally the other dude who got the daggone sword tip stuck on it, dude. Kazuma-sama, the Reaper's assassin. I feel as though I'm in a nightmare. I can hardly believe my either. On the other hand, Kazuma isn't the habit of making up stories. I have such a terrible sense of foreboding. If something awful has happened to Judge Jigoku, then I feel as though things would only spiral further and further out of control. I felt it from the moment I stepped into the courtroom this morning. That strange sensation that we were careering towards a foregone conclusion. Well, in the worst case, we might only have 30 minutes left. Unfortunately, though, I don't think there's anything we can do but wait now. We're out of options. Actually, there may be one last hand we could play. Or rather, one last ear. Of course. The little Mr. Sholmes doll that Iris gave us. And for some reason, completely run out of options in today's trial. Or the trial today. Just pull this little Hurley's ear as hard as you possibly can. Perhaps now is the time. What should I do? Pull Hurley's ear or not? Pull. Here goes nothing then. I'm gonna do it. Good luck, Mr. Naruhodo. Now looking back. Heave! Ow! Sounded like Mr. Sholmes. Mr. Sholmes, where are you? Here, my dear fellow, here. It's the felt doll talking. Put the ears again, Miss Naruhodo, as hard as you can. Alright then, I'll pull it all my strength again. Heave! Ow! Please, my dear fellows, you don't need to pull my ear off. Like, dang! Mr. Sholmes, where are you? Myself and me, trusty partner, are presently in the first-class cabin area of the SS Grows. The SS Grows? She left Dover last night, after the final pieces of the cargo were loaded. We are currently docked at Dunkirk, but due to be underway again in half an hour. You've taken the ship to France? Please, even with my athletic prowess, I would struggle to jump the Straits of Dover. After we left Baker Street last night, we hurried by cab to the station and by train to the port. In order to board this vessel in time. So you mean you've already worked it out? The steamship was where everything really took place? Mr. Naruhodo, pray, what is my name? Sherlock Sholmes, world famous great detective. Recited to perfection. Well done. You're a genius, Mr. Sholmes. That's the only word for it. Ow, 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 ow! Mr. Sato, gently with this genius's ear, please. Oh my, I'm ever so sorry. If I may, Sholmes. Ah, there you are, Mikotoba. You may remember that it was, in fact, I who made the connection to the SS Groves. At Scotland Yard yesterday, when we examined that notebook, I recalled my steamship to you. Ha 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 ha! But of course it was, my dear fellow. And not once did I controvert the fact I merely had our court-bound companions utter my name. Yes, you did, didn't you? This ended a recess. The trial resumes in 30 minutes from now. And if we're unable to present any new leads, I'm afraid to say... Not fret, please. It's for precisely that purpose that my partner and I have made this journey. I have no doubt we shall have welcome news for you within the half hour. Thank you, Mr. Jones. That would be wonderful. Until later, then. Yes, you'll be hearing from us. If you're done, touch first. Ow, ow, ow! I shan't be hearing anything if you keep tucking my ear in that mindless fashion. Whatever was that idea behind that receiver operated in that way in the first place, Holmes? Why the deuce would I know? It's Iris's invention, not mine. I mean, it'll wake him up. Whilst I know how much you enjoy being the hero of the hour, Sholmes, we have but half that now before the Grouse puts to sea again. If we don't conclude our investigation rapidly, we shall find ourselves in Naples before long. There's a time, Mikotoba, when you make a surprising amount of sense. So, let's begin. First class cabin number 2. Yes, this is the one. But I don't believe an investigation of the cabin is going to be plain sailing. That crewman sitting in front of the door is an angry-looking fellow. Why are you loitering here? Who are you? Give me a second, buddy. Give me a second. Let me text them real quick. Alright, back. I should grind for Lord. I mean, I really am not gonna grind for it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna grind for it. I really don't feel like Lord really means anything. I mean, literally, there could just be that one guy that will have Lord of everything. Like, I'm just gonna go slow and steady with it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Plus, I played way too many other games in the first place. I played My Hero Rumble. I played Ball Rivals. I played in this game till I beat it, kinda. I'm playing what? Son of Arena Ultimax. I played Zenless Zero. I played BB Tag. I played a little bit of Dragon Ball Universe 2. And that's probably more stuff I played. I'm not including Suicide Squad because I only played that on a Sunday. So it was like P4 with on like a Dago Rider or whatever, but that's the point. That's rough out here. My dear fellow, do you not recognize a world famous great detective when you see one? The question really ought to be, who are you? Do you not recognize world-traveling great sailor Tishikin Stroganov when you see? Great detective, huh? I don't think so. Do you see that, Mikatoba? It would appear that this man is a devoted follower of mine. Goodness me, is that a tattoo? That says Sholmes. I must say, while such adoration is flattering, naturally it does leave me a little cold. What are you talking about? Leave now. What's that on your thing right there? How distressing! My loyal devotee knows me only by name and not appearance. And yet I already know a great deal about you, sir. You have a brother, I believe. Like yourself, he's a shipman. Currently traveling the world aboard a Russian steamship, in fact. Oh. How could you know this? Elementary, my dear Mikatoba. I'm sure it was. 3 days ago, I was bound for London aboard this ship, you see. We're looking for one of my fellow passengers. Oh, we're looking for one of my fellow passengers. A man by the name Jigoku. There's no one with that name on board. But we know he purchased a ticket for passage. Oh, you mean Easternman? He left ship 2 hours ago. That Duncan Kirk. He said something about the emergency, I think. What? Are you sure? So Seshiro realized that we're after him, has he? His cabin is only behind you. We would like to investigate, please. No, I have orders not to let even mouse inside. Mikatoba, be a good man and draw this sailor's attention that way. What would you? Make up some excuse that he leaves the area. Don't the great detective see that even sailors have ears, both left and right? Curses! The plan is ruined! And you have only yourself to blame, I'm afraid, Sholmes. Forget it, cabin door is locked. Even if I am not here, you cannot get inside. Mikatoba, I'm sure you haven't forgotten my special talent, have you? Opening any lock? But any mere 5 seconds, so if you'd be so kind to afford me the requisite time, old friend, in a typically accommodating manner. How can I refuse such a typically unappealing request, old friend? So I need to distract the burly sailor for 5 seconds, do I? Good man, so the game is afoot. Alright. Can I just hit the bell? I feel like I just hit the bell, honestly. Or do I need to just go over here? Okay, maybe I can go here. That's another first cabin, yet its door is completely unguarded. Empty as well. I had a quick look inside earlier, but I confess I didn't investigate the wardrobe. There may well be a young Japanese fellow inside, perspiring merrily. If you're referring to Naruhodo, You know very well that he's currently perspiring merrily in court. Does that strike you though, Mikatoba? Why the man stands guard only in front of this cabin, when both are apparently vacant? There's this. You know what? Hey, might as well hit that bell, bro. I ain't hold you. So it appeared to be an alarm bell. All heck would break loose if I were to ring that thing. Let's set it off. Here goes nothing. Pardon me in advance. You, what are you doing? If we were at sea, that would be very bad problem. What's going on down there? Seaman Stroganoff, report at once! Sorry, sir, not to report. It was just stupid trick. No, not by me, by the world famous no. As I told you. Now, Sharps, now. Done! Maybe 5 seconds, eh? But don't just stand there copying at my brilliance, Mikatoba. In we go! Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Told you. Gotta ring that bell. Dee 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 dee. Good gracious. It would appear that the occupant of this cabin did indeed disembark rather hurriedly. Those clothes on the floor there, they're Seshiro's, without question. Well, it seems we were just a little too late. Yes. By about 2 hours. Still, whilst we're here, we should investigate thoroughly. There may well be 2 hours worth of clues to find in here. But that burly crewman may return at any moment, Mr. Sholmes. Indeed he may, which makes this all more thrilling. What's in here? You always looks nice. This is the waste paper basket. Look, there's still rubbish inside. Indeed, then let us pry. I've discovered recently I have a penchant for exploring the contents of others' waste paper baskets. I sincerely hope only for your work. Ah! Here we have a notice issued to a passenger from 3 days ago. 3 days ago? The night before we arrived in London. When I was still on board myself. Ah yes, there was an evacuation drill. I remember now. For our safety and security, all first-class passengers were constantly under the watchful eye of the crew. It was a welcome relief to have some privacy for once. They had that beat. That's a very sizable trunk, indeed. That's really partial to all things large. And a rather clumsy fellow, if he failed to notice he left that behind. Perhaps he left it on purpose. And it's lighter than you must think, but still a hindrance to a speedy escape. Pity. It's locked, so we can't look inside. Surely 5 seconds from now, the situation will be quite different, though. Sadly not. It's a 7-digit combination lock. Now, I'm not in a morose enough mood to work through all the combinations at present. The heck is this? The speaking tube here, look. So that's been stopped by some cloth. You know what, I'm gonna talk about regular voice for this one. So the voices of the crewmen on the bridge aren't an annoyance, I suppose. Or indeed, so that the voices in the cabin aren't heard elsewhere. Could something that happen in here that's with its ears, do you think? Either that, or it could be to prevent snakes from entering. That's really become a favorite case of yours, hasn't it? There we go, perfect. Now let's go here then. The wall is slightly different color just here. Do you see? Indeed! What have you observed arises when a frame that's been hanging for some time is removed. Perhaps your friend is an art thief. Now there's a bold deduction worthy of the great detective, I'm sure. He may very well be the elusive thief who has been plaguing Francis' galleries of late. I think perhaps we should focus our attentions elsewhere, Sholmes, don't you? The outline on the wall. I feel as though I may have noticed something of a similar shape and size elsewhere. And this, dang, I'm getting text the entire time, dang. Okay, let's just go here. The door. Okay, all the doors on this vessel have a locks, I believe. A wise idea! You never know where and when criminals may strike. But of course, to the great detective Sherlock Sholmes, lock, bolt, or shirt button, it makes no difference. All are unfastened with equal ease. The way you go on, you sound rather more like a great thief than a great detective. My dear Mikatoba, as long as there is greatness, I am quite satisfied. Ha, of course you are. What, they want me to look at this stupid glass or something? Like, bro. According to the report that was given, Naruto was concealing himself in a Sogi's wardrobe. Indeed he was, and it was a similar size to this one. Ah, you must climb inside yourself, my dear fellow. What? Whatever for? It was the site of my first faithful meeting with Mr. Naruhodo. You can experience the moment for yourself now, complete with my dramatic rhetoric. Come along now, in you go. This will only take a moment. Really, Sholmes? Surely you can just tell me what you said. Well, I uttered some brilliant remarks about and opened the wardrobe to reveal the stowaway murder. I think I'll just read about it at the adventures of Sherlock Sholmes. Quite the exquisite glass, I must say. See here how it... Is something wrong, Sholmes? You suddenly trailed up. Yeah, bro, why is the glass still there? Why is ice still there? Ice, Mikatoba, ice! What opulence the first-class passengers enjoyed. Chilled drinks. How long has that drink been there? That man is still here, bro. If ice is out there, he's supposedly gone. That ice would have been gone. That ice, like, melts in, like, I don't know, like 10 minutes or something, maybe, at this point. Pardon? Could it be that this steamship is equipped with an electrically refrigerated cold room, do you think? Well, it is a luxury liner after all. They have enormous refrigerators for storing all sorts of lavish produce, as well as ice. On our voyage from Japan, we enjoyed culinary delights from all over the world. Certainly, Mikatoba. The sight of you is making my mouth water. Pause. I haven't taken on the flavor of the food I ate, you know. There we go. We're waiting for you, buddy. You are still here. Ah, able seaman strong enough. Hello again. I was beginning to think you'd never materialize. You are waiting for me? Of course! I was expecting you to burst in with a hearty Russian profanity for us sooner. I was in trouble with Captain because of trick you played before. Poor innocent chicken. This is all your fault. Ship is leaving port soon. Get off now. Of course we shall disembark presently, my dear fellow. But first, there's something that must be done. What are you talking about? Why, naturally, the debunking of your deceit and the barring of the truth. Or bearing of the truth. Kakuyoi? I'm afraid I see through your little lies. For one thing... Oh, he's cooking. Hey, I'm not gonna lie, that beat's always thumping though. Go ahead. Mr. Jigoku has not yet left this vessel at all. Yes, agreed. Ugh. And for another, my dear seaman Stronganov, you know exactly where the man is even as we speak, don't you? Oh, how can you... Good gracious, Sholmes. You mean you worked it out? All of it? You're cooking, bro. It's really been too long, hasn't it, old friend? 10 years, no less. So, would you care to join me for a dance of my inimitable logic and reasoning? Nothing would please me more. What is this? We have but minutes until the vessel puts to sea. No games now. Time is of the essence. Oh, yes, sir. Mr. Stroganoff, allow me to remind you of your earlier claim. You told us that Jigoku left the ship some 2 hours ago. Ah, that is what I said. Sadly, that was a rather clumsy lie. You see, there's something in this room that quite clearly contradicts it. What? Ah, yes, of course. Nice. I see you noted it too, Mikatoba. Then, please, do take the lead. When this cabin shows an impossibility of Jigoku that has embarked. Okay, let's see. What does the last 3 years have done to your observational skills then, Mikatoba? It's been 10 years since we last did this, Sholmes, not 3. Why, of course it has. Quite. Now, all the clues are in here in this cabin for your eyes to see. Obviously, it has to be like the ice, right? If I'm not mistaken, it has to be like the ice. But as I always say, you must not merely look, but observe. Observe, and the answers become clear. So impress me. I think I can manage that. Bro, just get the glass containing ice. Or should I say, glass with ice? Like, bro, it's like right here.
Take that!
Oh. Hey! He at the top? He was tap dancing on that thing. Wait a minute, he was tap dancing. Why you out there tap dancing like that? He was golden right there. Perhaps you should have cleared away that glass. How curious that the ice shouldn't have melted despite it being abated 2 hours ago. Ah. It would appear that the man was here in this very cabin, some moments before our arrival. With this well-chilled glass in the hand, and I said chinned, I'm gonna get cooked in the chat. Get your mind off the refreshments, Mr. Sholmes. One might even conclude that somebody informed him of our boarding. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Stroganoff? But why would Seshiro run from us? Before we consider that question, allow me to confirm one small matter. Would I be correct in saying that these first-class cabins of the SS Grounds, or the Grows, are the same one in which you and Mr. Jigoku were accommodated on your voyage from Japan? Ah, that's right. They are. I was in the cabin next door. Seshiro was, yes. 50 days in this very cabin during our voyage. As I suspected. For you see, there's traces in this cabin of dark secrets that Mr. Jigoku had to hide. What traces? I know nothing about this. And this is news to you, is it, Mr. Stroganoff? Shows, what exactly are you trying to get at? As I said, there are traces in this cabin of some nefarious activities. Something that appears out of place, which I'm quite sure won't have escaped your notice. Something out of place in here. Go ahead. That's the key to this, Mr. Mikitoba. That's the key to this, Mr. Mikitoba. Remnants of the dark deed that took place in here are being masked by something quite incongruous, or incongruous? I don't know. I must say I didn't foresee you ever doing the dance of deduction with you, Mikitoba. No, quite, but life is full of unexpected twists and turns, as we well know. Now then, let's see if I can't uncover the truth. Yes, you have the floor, my dear fellow. What the? It's either the bookshelf or rules of passage. I can't tell what the rules of passage is in here. The mark on the wall is weird though. Oh! Actually, yeah, it's this! Because the rules of passage should be right there, I'm assuming. What? Yeah, that's... Oh, yeah, no, that's...
Take that!
Why is that not over there? Okay, yeah, that's kind of crazy. Let me cook. It's the rule of passage. In this frame here, they're obviously out of place. The way they're hanging crooked on the wall, as if they were put there in a hurry. Yes, as I'm sure you've already concluded, that frame was originally over here. The shape and size are a perfect match. Indeed. That's why I was kind of confused for a second. You are right. When did the frame move? Hardly the most observant of crewmen, are you, Mr. Stroganoff? I would think your captain is quite justified in having his reservations about your reliability. Grr. Oh dear, that really seemed to touch a nerve. Well, I mean, he is kind of whack, but bro, how you not remember this? Like, dude, it's quite common sense of looking. So, Mikitoba, why don't you lift the frame of the wall? That looks like a bullet hole. What? Who has been shooting walls? I see, the projectile has been removed. Clearly the careful occupant of this room has already disposed of it. Now then, Mr. Stroganoff. I have the distinct impression that you're attempting to shield said occupant. I don't know what you're talking about. Why would I try to protect Eastern Stranger? Ah, so we're talking about the same man, I see. Good. I'm sure we can get to the bottom of this in no time, aren't you? Because there's some very noteworthy evidence that explains the reason for why you're lying to the man. Yes, you've been told to keep up this pretense, as clearly shown by... I really don't know how to approach this with Sholmes. Ah, my dear Mikitoba, simply keep first principles in mind. Study our subject from every angle. I'm quite sure that you'll see, in fact, I'd put a wager on it. I guess you're talking about money? So I'm clear that fellow from all sides. Well, I could do that. I'll certainly do that.
Take that!
Let's do it. Let's go. It's almost too obvious for words. Quite the universal language of the world. Money. Ah. And I'd wager that the Eastern fellow in question is Sesero Jigoku, yes. Gah! So, I presume you realize what this means. There are clear signs that a crime has been committed in this cabin. The way you're going, sir, you'll find yourself accused of being an accomplice. But I believe you know, Mr. Stroganov. You know where Mr. Jigoku is hiding at this precise moment in time. Don't tell me you really looked at the chest. If he is in the chest, I'm sorry. That is the most weirdest position he'd have to be in. As always, Mikatoba, in my introduction, the furtive glance is your unfaltering ally. Yes, I think you're onto something there, Sholmes. You found the chink in this burly fellow's armor. We need only follow the man's gaze to know where our prey is hiding. There you go. The slightest flicker of the pupils, and minutely delayed blink. Nothing else escapes my attention, even that which is barely perceptible. You can hardly call that barely perceptible, Sholmes. The man turned his entire head. It's not exactly what you describe as a furtive glance, is it? It's almost too obvious. We shall let your tapping toes decide, my dear fellow. Hey yo, let's tap around that large trunk right there. Let me tap around that. Let's tap around that. Hey, that thing got fire. Every time I hear that thing got a fire. You turned immediately to look at that large trunk, didn't you? The truth is, Sesero Jigoku wasn't unable to escape from the ship in time, and is at that very moment doing his best to stifle his breath inside this trunk. If he still has a breath to take, I fear he may be running dangerously low on air. I imagine he didn't count on us to make a nuisance of ourselves for quite so long. I think it would be in everyone's best interest for us to open the trunk as quickly as possible. But how can we? Are you forgetting the combination lock? We don't know the 7-digit code. The combination lock can't be opened from inside the trunk. Therefore, there must be an arrangement for somebody else to open it after our departure. Of course. In short, before Jigoku hid himself inside the trunk, he must have told somebody the 7-digit number for the lock. As I'm sure you can affirm, Mr. Stroganov. No, I know nothing about the combination code. Wait a minute. Don't tell me. Hold on, wait a minute. Bro, don't tell me that is an actual number thing. This game wants to play tricks, bro. I have to look upside down. That's actual numbers, bro. Are we serious, dog? This game's doing this to me? Don't move a muscle, my good seaman. Yeah, right there in your daggone arm. Look at that. Huh? Now, Mikatoba, would you do the honors and open the trunk? How on earth do you expect to be? It's a 7-digit number. Remember, quickly now. We have little time left. Okay, that looks okay. The first one looks like a 5. If we're going off the left side of it, okay. If we're going off the left side of that looks like a 5, 2, 3. Hold on. Let me cook. 5. Oh, my bad. 5. My bad. 2. 3. Now what's the other one? I think that's a 1045. Yeah, 1045. Yeah, okay. That's like 10. Okay. 1045. 5, 2, 3, 1045. Let me look at it on my own side. 5, 2, 3, 1045. All right, bet. Get me out here.
Take that.
Present that. Get cooked, bozo. Our first game is Lord Cloak Dagger. That's what's up. That did it. It opens. You had the medal, didn't you? Well, Eugen, you found me now. Seshiro. Yeah, tell us the truth. Yeah. I was really hoping beyond the hope not to find you here, you know. But you're not entirely unsurprised, I take it. No, quite. I just wish it was some other way. Well, are you ever going to introduce me? Ah, your reputation precedes you, Mr. Sholmes. I've read many of your exploits. I'll give a second. Oh yeah, I'm back. Okay, my parents had left. They're going to be back around like maybe Saturday after, well, evening or something. I don't know. See how it goes. The 40K Hills, congrats on that, Deliv. Congrats on that. I didn't fully see it though, but yeah. There you go. Excuse my manners, Sholmes. This is Mr. Jikoku, my old friend and traveling companion. The devil's in the detail, Mikatoba. I believe you meant to say your old friend and traveling companion, who made the cowardly decision to flee the country without a word to anyone when things turned sour. I see my reputation precedes me as well. What an honor. Well, Seshiro, are you going to explain all this? You know it all by now, I imagine. What you didn't know, of course, is that 3 days ago, on the night before our arrival in Britain, an attempt was made on my life here on this very ship. By the Reaper of Bailey? Yes, I've since heard. But you were once prosecuted by the Reaper, weren't you? 10 years ago. Now, mind you. And I had no idea at the time what a dangerous individual he was. Anyway, when he arrived in London, to find the symposium was postponed until goodness knows when. It all became too apparent to me that I might very well be targeted again. So he decided to flee the capital without saying a word to me about it? I'm afraid so, yes. Of course, I realize now that I really ought to have been confided in you. So much surprised that I must say? Oh, he's I'm saying it. What is? Well, first-class cabins aboard luxurious steamships are in very short supply. It's more than a little hard to believe that this one just happened to be available. So the protagonist of some colorful short stories. Well, I don't care for your opinion. The cabin did just happen to be available, so I purchased a ticket, and here I am. I have to see for myself the obvious remembrance of that incident in this cabin. So you already purchased your return ticket before we even docked in Dover, had you? To prevent anyone else from taking this cabin and seeing the evidence, is that it? Eugen, I have nothing to say to you. Well, in a mere 5 minutes this ship will set off its sail on a voyage and not make port again until Italy. I'm afraid we must insist you disembark with us at once. You have no jurisdiction over my movements. We have this, Seshiro. Take it. What is it? It's a subpoena from the Old Bailey. You're a man of the law. You know what the ramification of ignoring a document like this for the British courts would be. You came prepared then, Eugen. Come on, let's go. One moment. What is it, Sholmes? Inside Mr. Jikoku's trunk. I found this rather fascinating trinket. What is that, Seshiro? I can't help you, I'm afraid. Some small component from something. But what? I have no idea. By the looks of his face, I think he generally doesn't know. Well, let us pocket it as a small souvenir for our brief sojourn in France. Well, young Naruto, I think we've done as much as we can, I'm afraid. The rest will be on your shoulders and your assistant. I had a cough. That cough's terrible. So much sugar about something? Alright. Who just text me about something? Alright, bet. I'll let you that text in a second. Alright. Go ahead. Y'all give me a second. My cough's getting terrible. This cough is terrible. I know you, and I know you wouldn't lie, but still, there's no doubt that you're holding something back. You know more than you're saying, and I gotta handle this cough. Oh my god. There. Let's go. During the past 30 minutes, while this court was adjourned, all possible efforts was expended or were expended. But sadly, Mr. Jikoku's whereabouts could not be ascertained. We must accept the unfortunate conclusion that the Reaper has already done the deed. There's no sense in wasting any more time of the court. The prosecution calls for an immediate verdict. No, the trial cannot end now. You're a Japanese man, Ryunosuke. You should know when to lay down your sword. And you should know never to presume when the battle is won. The court has already been presented with all the evidence and heard all relevant testimony. And there can only be one conclusion. The accused is guilty. All relevant testimony? Far from it. There is still a crucial witness from whom the court has yet to hear a single word testimony from. In that case, call your witness to the stand at once, counsel. Yes, my lord, tomorrow, if possible. The witness is already on his way, and scheduled to arrive tomorrow. Who on earth is the crucial witness? Seshiro Jigoku. This thing was acted up. The very man allegedly murdered by the Reaper. Judge Jigoku, you found him? Yep. And guess what? 2 people found him. You know who it is, him and his partner. And they weren't being serious about that thing. But the investigations of every policing resource in the capital suggest that Jigoku's already dead. How in the name of God did you find the man? He was located in France during the recess at the port of Dunkirk. Thanks to one Mr. Herlock Sholmes' famous deductions. Herlock Sholmes! Inspector Gregson almost certainly met with Mr. Jigoku on the night of his death. Because along with the prosecutor Sogi, Gregson was on the mission to assassinate the man. Which means that Seshiro Jigoku is the sole witness who can clarify exactly what happened aboard the SS Grouse on the 31st of October. Well, it would appear that this is too soon to move to education at this point. The prosecution concurs. The court must hear Mr. Jigoku's testimony. No judgment should be passed until all testimony has been considered. In that case, I hereby call the end of today's proceedings. Court will reconvene at the same hour tomorrow. No objections from either side? No, my lord. No objections, my lord. We live to fight another day. By the skin of our teeth. Let's go. That was 2 hours of a trial. Well, technically, most of that was me going out there doing something. So technically, it was technically around 2 hours-ish, if not a little before then. Excuse me. But yeah, close to 2 hours of this, and I have the voice at. Excuse me. That goes terrible. There we go. Did they text me about something? Someone told me that. Hold up. They said it was like the second one was pretty fast though. Alright, you know what? Unexpected hold of proceedings set a clamor around the courtroom. But outside the Bailey, when Londoners knew nothing of the secret trial within, it was a typical still night. Then, a little past 8 o'clock that evening, Mr. Sholmes and his partner returned to the Baker Street. 3rd of November, 8:07 p.m., Sholmes Suite. Here we go. Let's go. I'm not gonna lie. The voice actor is gonna be terrible for me. We have returned, my dear fellows. Welcome back to Britain, and thank you for your timely help. Think nothing of it. I believe you've had an even more wearing day than I am being told, but no. You could say that, while we were on the brink of defeat in court earlier. So this prosecutor Asogi had you on the ropes, did he? He's your best friend, you say? Well, he's not really the man I knew in Japan anymore. Cosmos changed. Oh, Mr. Naruhodo. I mean, it's incredible to think that he even entertained the idea of acting as the Reaper's assistant. Well, nevertheless, you must introduce me. After all, I've only ever met the young man as a corpse. When all this started, almost a year ago now. Mr. Sholmes still hasn't told us the truth about what really happened back then. About the motivation for what he described as a great detective's lie. Now then, I must say, it's really quite a journey all the way to France. Well, there's another country, Mr. Sholmes. So, what news of Judge Jigoku? We took him in to Scotland Yard. Investigating detectives, they have a lot of questions for the man. Poor Professor Mikatoba. This must be quite a shock for him. Yes! I picked this up at the telegraph office on our way home. What is it? Surely you haven't forgotten already. I put it upon you, for the matter, only yesterday. You put it upon me, Sholmes. I had to fill out your telegram to Japan and foot the bill as well. Oh, you had a reply already? What's so urgent though, Mr. Sholmes? Such matters can wait until later. I'm far too hungry for an involved conversation at present. Well, that's good news, because supper is ready, everyone. Ah, and what a feast it is! If I were the wizard, I'd think the trial were already won. Or won already. Roast beef, kippers, stew, steak, kidney pie, Yorkshire pudding. Tomorrow could be a very long day, so eat up. In that case, I think I'll seat myself just here. This place appears to be the only set for the helping of pheasant as well. Oh, sorry, Hurley, not there. Why ever not? Are we not in set places this evening? Yes, and that place is for Susie's daddy. For me? That's right. I made it especially for you, Professor Mickey. I see. Well, that's terribly kind of you. It's a shame, really. What do you mean? Well, for a brief moment I believed it. That Susan and I were half-sisters, I mean. Oh. He's like, oh crap. Does she know? Oh crap, she knows! Iris, do you mean... Yes, I know now. I overheard yesterday. I secretly listened into the conversation you had. After I tricked you all into thinking I'd left. What? He's like, oh crap! Dang, he's like, yeah, now cooked. His understanding arose because of that autopsy report from 10 years ago. But actually, it turned out that neither Dr. Wilson nor Professor McTober was Iris' father. Wait, dang, really? Dang. Yes, about that, Iris. You know, I know. You can't tell me at the moment. Oh, Iris. The pheasant is by way of an apology. I'm sorry for eavesdropping. Oh, no. If that's quite alright, then why don't I get any apologetic pheasant? Suggest who's Iris's father? Suppose that's not something we'll be finding out today. Who just texted me? There's a lot of people who could be, though. Who that just texted me, bro? Dang, hold up. Y'all give me a second, though. Honestly, I have like 3 ideas who it could be. I have like 3 ideas who it could be. I have like 3 ideas who it could be. Like, I know it's dumb. It just be going off of assumptions if I'm going based off of what we know now. One of them, like I said, since it said it's not Eugen, nor is it Dr. John H. Wilson, it could be 3 people I know. It could potentially, you know what I'm saying, it could be like Strong Card to some degree. It could be Strong Card. I'm saying it could be. I'm not saying it is. It could be Strong Card. It could be Clint. It could be Clint Van Zeeks. It could be him, or or it could have been who else could it be? If I have to go off another assumption, like Caden, but I don't think he'll get really Caden because Caden's not that. So I guess 2 people then, Clint, or it probably could be Mel Strong Card. That's what it's making it seem like. So then, let us dine, while our largely pheasantless plates are still piping hot. A fine idea, Sholmes. It looks all absolutely delicious. Eat as much as you like. There's always seconds. This could be our last chance to ask questions before tomorrow's trial. About the telegram to Japan about Cosma, I can't let this opportunity slip away. Alright, y'all, we're gonna stop it here. Now, I'm assuming tomorrow that we'll try to, get all this done if we can. I will try my best for that. So, hold up. Who just texted me? Hold up, let me get that quick. Someone text me about this. Alright, so yeah, y'all, we're gonna stop it here. Tomorrow we are going to finish this game completely so we don't gotta worry about it. So I'm gonna eat, get everything straight, and then I'm gonna get ready for Marvel Rivals if I do it. But yeah, y'all, I will see y'all later. Peace and love, y'all, and ye.